I booked an Airbnb retreat for me, my husband, my SIL and her husband about 4 months ago. The Airbnb was not dog friendly, and I made that perfectly clear, as my SIL thinks her dog should be welcomed everywhere, no matter the cost. She said she would find a dog sitter, and I had no reason to question it. The Airbnb was out of state, about 15 hours away on a really nice beach in Tampa. My husband and I flew down, and my SIL insisted on driving, so she left roughly 24 hours prior to our flight. She said it was cheaper to drive than it was to fly. When my husband and I arrived, my SIL and her husband were already sitting in the driveway. When they saw me pull in, she had asked if we got the keys yet, which we had, because we met up with the owner along the way, and she said, "Oh good, give them to me quick, so I can get Brute instead without being seen." I just stopped dead in my tracks, and was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?" She kept saying things like, "What? I couldn't find anyone to watch him." Or "He is fucking old and housebroken." I don't know why anyone would be ignorant enough to say no pets allowed. And basically just kept making excuses as to why she was in the right. My husband is just sitting there completely dumbfounded and shaking his head. I just got back in my rental car and left. I got a refund from Airbnb and dropped the keys off with the woman and explained the situation. She told me I could still stay there because I've been honest, but I told her no, the place was too big for just my husband and myself. We end up staying at a significantly less expensive hotel. I paid almost $4K for the week for the Airbnb, but only spent $1,800 for the week at the hotel. During this whole time my SIL is blowing us up saying she can't afford to stay down here. My husband and I make a lot more than SIL and her husband, so we had agreed to pay for everything, and says she didn't bring anything with her to snack on and couldn't afford prices of shit here, and whatever. I just straight up ignored her, because in my eyes, she tried ruining my trip that I 100% paid for. My mill is down our throats saying the least we could have done was give them some money for food instead of leaving them stranded, and I told her nope, they can just drive back home and get food there. ATA. NTA. She ruined her own plans by refusing to follow explicit rules that she clearly knew she was violating. She left a day before you, so she had plenty of time to discuss bringing the dog if she really had issues finding someone to watch it. It seems to me that she never seriously considered leaving the dog behind and thought she would get away with it if she didn't mention it before arriving. She left early so she could drive down with the dog. She had no intention of leaving it behind. NTA. People like your SIL give those of us who travel with our dogs and rent vacation homes a bad name. If it doesn't allow dogs, I don't rent it, period. I would never ever pull the kind of selfish stunt she did. Also, most Airbnbs have cameras at least outside, if not in the common areas. Why would anyone think they could sneak a dog in for the whole trip without anyone knowing? NTA. If a person can't find a dog sitter, they stay home. If a person can't afford snacks or food, they absolutely have zero excuse for going on vacation. But who goes on a road trip with no snacks? SIL is full of it. NTA. I hate dog people like this. Same. And I'm a dog person. Like, the audacity of this woman is unbelievably. If I rent out an apartment and say no pets, it seriously means no pets. I have a serious allergy to the point where dogs and cats induce asthma attacks, and it makes a place super uncomfortable for me to be in. Now if I found someone had brought a pet into my property, I'd be livid. Thank you for your honesty, NTA. Exactly. You don't know the reason why someone doesn't want pets in their rental. The SIL is entitled, and she didn't even pay for any part of the vacation. NTA. I'm a dog person and I tend to take my dog everywhere, so I understand why she wanted her dog. But she literally had one rule. She's the one who messed up her vacation, not you. She sure can drive back home and get food there. NTA. You were perfectly clear on the requirements of the trip and she ignored it. The fact that you were paying on makes it more so, NTA. Even if you didn't pay for the whole trip, she still was trying to break very clear rules. I hate people like that. NTA. This one falls under play stupid games, win stupid prizes. When you unilaterally decide to ignore the terms and conditions, whether that's no parking or no pets, you don't get to be pissed when your car is towed or your offer to stay is revoked. Also known as fuck around and find out. NTA. She just ruined your retreat and expects you pay for it afterwards. Give me the keys, let's smuggle the dog in. WTF. Who does she thinks will be paying fine and damage if dog destroys any furniture or poops there? If the Airbnb found out about this, you are providing all expenses paid trip and AS asterisk on you. NTA op. NTA. Your sister is what other people hate in dog owners. Also, stop doing things for your sister. You are obviously just a cash cow to her. I hope you enjoyed your vacation. Tampa is lovely. NTA. If you had along with your SIL's plan, it would be your reputation and money on the line. You refuse to lie. Liars are assholes, not truthers. Question. Did you get a full refund or a partial refund? In my experience, you can't get full refunds. NTA. You told her no dogs. She deliberately brought the dog and then wanted you to sneak the dog in. She wanted you to break the rules and be financially liable for any damage the dog did. She has a lot of nerve. As for giving them money for food, if they were that broke then they should not have made the trip, even if you were paying. You never leave your home if you are dirt poor for a vacation. It's just how it is. You always need a plan B. NTA. She was going to bring her dog all along and is a total R. You do not owe them anything. Info. So lady just fully refunded you $4,000 on the same day you should have checked in and basically lost $4,000? Yeah, I found this story hard to believe because of this. I never heard of Airbnb giving refunds for no legitimate reason. NTA. You responded perfectly. NTA. You are my hero. Entitled family members are the worst. NTA. I have dogs. I love my dogs. I would never sneak my dogs into someone's home when they have specifically said no pets allowed. I certainly wouldn't do that when someone else has rented that home and agreed that there will be no pets. NTA. You did the right thing. SIL didn't. How do you cancel an Airbnb with zero notice? Something smells fishy here. NTA. She thought she was slick. NTA. Obviously. She was saving the entire lodging cost of a vacation thanks to you, and she was able to afford a 24-hour drive with today's gas prices, but she couldn't afford a meal and some snacks before driving back home? Bullshit. Wait, the owner just refunded you the $4K the day of check-in? I've never had an Airbnb owner be that accommodating that they lose out on that amount of money. Seems suspect. She knew the whole time that it wasn't a dog-friendly place. NTA. She also planned to take the dog all along. That's why she planned to drive instead of flying, and that's why she didn't provide the dog as an excuse as to why she was driving instead of flying. She lied all along to try to manipulate Op into her scheme to defraud the homie owner. NTA. Brilliant move. NTA. SIL thinks she is entitled to do whatever she wants with no consequences. She figured you would be on the hook for any damage the dog caused, even extra cleaning fees for dog hair. It wasn't her problem, so she didn't care. NTA. She lied and deceived for her dog. That was not allowed. If she could not find a sitter, she should have backed out. The dog would have possibly made a mess. Damaged furniture and shit/peed all over. That does not easily come out. Been left to you and your husband to watch while she played around and enjoyed the vacation you paid for. No. NTA. She didn't try to find a sitter. She planned to drive all along, giving the excuse that it was cheaper. We all know she doesn't give two shots about what's cheaper for Opus. She planned to bring the dog all along and knew she couldn't fly with it. So she lied about why she was driving instead of flying, thinking if she showed up with the dog then Op would have no choice but to go along with her scheme. NTA. It's people like the SIL that make life harder on crazy but responsible dog people. I take my dogs with me whenever I can, but always check pet policies and don't argue them. NTA. The nerve of some people. Listen, I love my dogs. They basically my children cause I can't have any, and I've risked my life for them before. But when you are invited somewhere that don't permit dogs/pets, either find your own stay nearby or stay the hell home. NTA. Let them be, sir.